Hey Bricks, it's Brickley here, and welcome to episode 32 of building Mordor in LEGO. And here's a quick recap. I've built this massive mountain on the left side of the Black Gate, and just take a look at this. It looks amazing. And of course, the mountain on the right side is finished as well. So the rock work is finished on both sides of the Black Gate, which is really just an epic achievement right here. But there's also a little bit of rock work which I need to build in front of the Black Gate. Right here, actually, this area, which you might remember from the Two Towers movie. This is actually the area where Frodo and Sam are gonna go and take a look at the Black Gate of Mordor. So the scene I have in mind is actually, of course, right here. And that's actually going to be a sort of scene with some rock work. So I want to build a little bit of a mountain right here. So the first thing I want to do is actually add a little bit of slopes around this red area right here. Of course, I used some Duplo pieces underneath as well. Really parts efficient, so I'm happy with that. You might say, well, Brickley, cover this up with, of course, those dark bluish gray pieces. I'm not going to do that because this area right here is actually going to be attached to another part of my future Middle-earth MOC with, of course, the dead marshes right over here. Definitely a sort of small attachment to my Black Gate MOC. Really love that. But what I'm going to do right here is actually create a sort of quite a small mountain actually right here. I want to create the scene where Frodo, Gollum, and Sam are going to look at the Black Gate. Of course, I'm going to have a couple of easterling soldiers marching through the little valley right here into the Black Gate of Mordor, which is also going to be really cool. And yeah, first of all, of course, I got to build the rock work right over here. And I actually have a lot of pieces laying on my table. I got a couple of filibrick pieces, the 1x2 bricks, the 1x1 bricks, a lot more 1x1 colored bricks. I got a couple of 2x4 pieces right here, really useful. Didn't even know that I had this bin right here, so I'm really happy that I found all of these pieces. I got also a couple of these 2x8 bricks in blue color, really useful pieces right there. Definitely happy with that. Of course, I got this entire bin filled with loads of these wedge plates in dark bluish gray color. Also really useful pieces for building a lot of detailing. As you can see right here, all of this right here is going to be a lot more detailed, like this area right here. For example, if we take a look at this area surrounding the rock work. So that's definitely something really cool, in my opinion. So yeah, this right here is going to be used for that. A lot of landscaping, of course. And then finally, I got my slopes within these two bins, actually. So I got a couple of these inverted slopes. Not really useful for the rock work I'm going to build right here. But I do have a lot of these 1x2x2 height slopes right here. Got a couple of these 1x2 slopes leftover pieces. And of course, one of my BrickLink holes actually didn't arrive, and I believe it's never going to arrive because the package is lost. It has been lost for around, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks, so I don't think it's going to arrive anytime in the future, so I won't anticipate it coming very soon. I do hope I will get a refund for that, but yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that package, but nonetheless, I mean, I got a couple of these pieces. I hope it's enough for finishing some rock work over here. And of course, I got these two huge bags. I got this bag right here filled with the 1x2x2 height slopes. And of course, this bag is filled with the 1x2x3 height slopes. And yes, if you remember correctly, I actually had, let's say, 3 bags. So I had around 3,000 of these bags filled with the 1x2x3 height slopes. And you gotta imagine, I actually used all of those pieces, so the slopes are really useful for building rock work, and you can clearly see that I used a lot of those 1x2x3 height slopes. But enough talking about all of the pieces I have in my part collection. Right now, we're gonna go and start building the lookout on the right side of the Black Gate. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into building. I just finished building the lookout for Frodo, Sam, and Gollum. And I hope you enjoyed watching that time lapse because I certainly enjoyed building this little piece of rock work. Unfortunately, it isn't finished because this little area needs to be filled in with a couple of plates in dark bluish gray color. But I actually don't have those at the moment. I gotta place another BrickLink order. So that is why I have to wait with building this section right here. But yeah, I really enjoyed building this little lookout rock work because I actually was watching Star Wars Clone Wars. Quite funny because usually when I'm building rock work or something else with the Black Gate mock, I watch Lord of the Rings or something. But I had to start watching Star Wars Clone Wars. Never watched it before. Don't hate on me because I really love Star Wars Clone Wars. I'm currently at the 3rd episode of Season 1, I believe, so I built this in around 1 hour, I believe. But yeah, I definitely think it looks cool. Just take a look at this from the bottom. It's a bit sort of, well, actually really smooth, as you can see, but I do think that looks quite nice with this mountain right here in comparison to all the other rock work on that side of the Black Gate. I think it's quite nice to have some smooth rock work on this side of the Black Gate. Of course, we get some of those wedge plates over here on the bottom of the rock work. And as you can see, I also added this little rock piece where Frodo is actually going to cover himself and Sam up with, of course, the cape piece right there. So that is a little Easter egg on the bottom of the mountain right here. Definitely think that is something I needed to include right there. So I really love that scene from the Black Gate in the Two Towers. Definitely going to include that within the finale of building Mordor in LEGO. And then we're going to go and take a closer look at the rock work. So I used a lot of the regular 1x2x3 slopes. Of course, we get the 1x2x2 height slopes and a couple of other slopes as well. I only used the 1x2 slopes on the top because that's actually only what I have left within my part collection. So I don't have any other 1x2 slopes or 1x3 slopes. I don't have any of the 1 height slopes available within my part collection, other than the handful of pieces I have within my bin. I have like around, let's say 10 remaining, and I actually am going to use that for something else. Already used a couple for this rock right here, and of course for the rock work on top of this little mountain. So it's really, well, actually not that part sufficient that I used a lot of those slopes in this mountain right here. But nonetheless, I do think that this mountain over here, the small mountain, does look good. So I'm really happy with that. And of course, if we're going to go and take a look at this little section right here, of course, you can see I used a lot of plates. And I do want to tell you how I built this because I actually ran out of plates. So these layers right here are actually made up of a lot of these wedge plates. So that's the sort of technique I wanted to use because I didn't have any other sort of regular plates. So a couple of plates right here, as you can see. This right here, you can see no studs. This is a wedge plate right there. So that is a technique I had to use in order to use a lot of parts to create this area right here. But I do think it's quite nice because you can clearly see that this recreates the scene from, of course, the Two Towers movie where Frodo, Sam, and Gollum were taking a look at the Black Gate of Mordor. As you can see, this is the angle I wanted to recreate. If we're going to go and take a look at the Black Gate from behind the minifigures, you can see that this is a pretty accurate representation of the scene where Frodo, Sam, and Gollum are taking a look at the Black Gate of Mordor. We got the minifigures right over here on top. I actually post them in the right way. So we got Sam over here on the left, Frodo in the middle, and Gollum on the right, just as in the movie. And of course, we get some rocks over here. I also can just throw down Sam, as you can see right there. So that's quite funny. Made this sort of ledge a little bit thinner than this area, so you can actually throw Sam down, that he just falls off with that rock piece. Quite funny scene, actually. So I really wanted to recreate that within this little lookout area. But just take a look at this. You can see the immense Black Gate of Mordor in the back with, of course, the gate in the middle. We get the towers on both sides of the gate. We get the longer walls, actually, of course, the higher walls. And eventually, of course, we get the towers on both sides. I'm really happy with the way this looks from this angle. of the mock. And of course, we get the rock work over there in the back. Really a big fan of that. And of course, when I'm actually going to go and expand this mock to other locations of Mordor, I'm actually going to make that rock work right there. You can see my bin sorting system with all of my minifigures inside of it with the hammer on top. I'm actually going to let the rock work continue all the way that way with, of course, Barad-dûr in the back of the mock. I'm definitely a big fan of the fact that this mock is going to be so huge, and all of you are going to love seeing this at LEGO conventions. I just can't wait to show you this mock in real life. I'm definitely a big fan of meeting all of you, and I would just love to meet a couple of you and replay the battle in real life of course, the Black Gate. Just set up a couple of minifigures together. That's definitely something amazing and fun I have in mind for all of you who want to see the mock in real life. So I can't wait to do that. But yeah, taking a look at this scene right here, you can also see a couple of easterling soldiers right there. These are the ones from LEGO Raven, and if you want to get these easterling soldiers, you can actually just click the link in the description down below. Here's the easterling soldier. As you can see, let me focus the camera actually right here. I hope it will focus actually. Yeah, it won't focus. That's really annoying. Sometimes my camera doesn't focus. Right now it does, fortunately. What we got, of course, the shield right here with the painting. Over here, actually, the dark red, and of course the dark red hood over here on the back. So really an epic minifigure. And if you want to get these for yourself, you can, of course, go ahead and visit LEGO Raven on Instagram. He has a lot of epic LEGO The Lord of the Rings custom stuff. And then finally, I want to show you the inside of the mountain, which is actually filled with a lot of filler brick pieces. We got, of course, these 2x4 bricks, a couple of the 1x10 bricks, I believe. So a couple of those, actually. I used most of these. Actually, my bag right here is still quite full, and you might not really believe it, but these pieces are really useful. I used them throughout my entire mock for the rock work on the left side and the right side of the Black Gate. So those pieces are so useful. If you're going to build massive mountains in LEGO, use 1x10 pieces. They're just so easy to use. For example, if you have a gap between regular LEGO bricks like this over here, you can just really create a sturdy sort of support system with these 1x10 bricks or 1x12. Those longer bricks actually tend to fill up empty spaces within mountains really easily, so I'm definitely happy with that, and that's a sort of advice for you, because I definitely think that every single one of you will need that when building huge LEGO mocks or just small ones with some rock work. Because you can see over here, you can't really see it, but I actually used a lot of those pieces over here as well, so a lot over here in this little area as well. You can't really see it. It's, of course, covered up with these Duplo pieces. And talking about Duplo pieces, actually, you can also see a couple of Duplo pieces right under here used to actually fill up a lot of empty spaces. Of course, we got a big empty space over here in the corner. Not really going to fill that up because that's just a waste of parts. But yeah, I am really happy. Hey, maybe I can even just remove this piece right here. Yes, I can. All right, this area right here is actually empty from now on, so I'm not actually going to fill this in with pieces. I might even be able to use a couple of these 2x4 bricks because they're just not being used for support. I believe this one right here in the back is being used for support, but yeah, I got a couple of spare pieces to use within my future mocks. Really happy with that. But yeah, this is actually the lookout. I mean, we finally finished this. And I remember that in the first episode of building Mordor in LEGO, I wanted to create the Black Gate of Mordor over there in that area. Of course, wanted to have Shelob right over here with Minas Morgul. But actually, I didn't know that this mock would be this huge because, well, I thought it would be a lot smaller. And around episode 4 or 3, I was like, well, this is going to be huge, so I might need to change my plans. And right now you can see the mock is just massive. And you're not going to believe how big this mock of Mordor is going to be after, of course, completing the locations for, of course, Minas Morgul, Barad-dûr, Mount Doom, Cirith Ungol, of course Shelob's Lair. A lot of really cool locations which we're going to go and recreate together on YouTube. So I can't wait to see all of your reactions towards my Building Mordor in LEGO series in the future, because it's going to be a huge mock with a lot of epic LEGO The Lord of the Rings locations. But yeah, talking about this mock right here, I also need to really finish a lot of details. For example, I really want to finish the landscaping and such, because I'm actually short of a lot of pieces. I do have enough of these pieces right here, the wedge plates actually. I got these 1x3 wedge plates, actually the 2x3 on both sides, actually pointing in both directions. Of course, I got these bigger ones, a couple of medium ones. Of course, I got these 4 length wedge plates, and of course, actually one. I got one of these 1x3 dark bluish gray plates, a couple of these 1x2 dark bluish gray plates as well, and a lot more. Actually, well, not a lot more. I got a handful of these 1x1 dark bluish gray plates, and I really need those pieces to detail this entire area right over here as well. And of course, this area in front of the Black Gate also needs a lot more detailing, because it's actually quite boring in my opinion. So I do need to work on that in a future episode of Building Mordor in LEGO, because right now actually I don't have those pieces. I mean, you saw my bins, they're quite empty, so that is quite a shame. So unfortunately, I can't start building within this episode of Building Mordor in LEGO. There is some good news, because I can actually start detailing the planes in front of and of course behind the Black Gate, because I actually ordered a lot of pieces on BrickLink. I'm actually going to show you my order right now. Let me just sit down and show you all of the pieces right here. So I got a lot of pieces. For example, I got these spikes for, of course, the towers, or actually have a couple of empty spaces, as you can see right here, an empty space, and some other locations on the towers definitely need a lot of upgrades. Of course, I got a couple of bricks for the towers, a lot of these hinge pieces actually for the troll walkways as well. Some of you noted that I really need to make them a little bit rounder, and I'm actually going to go and keep that promise by making them a lot rounder. So I can't wait to work on that. Really something epic. In my opinion, I got a couple of bows actually to recreate my orc army, and a lot of these 1x1 dark bluish gray plates. As you can see, I got 300. I got 1,000 of these 1x2 dark bluish gray plates, and a lot of other bricks. So that's definitely going to be a really cool haul to go ahead and finish my Black Gate mock. I can't wait to get those pieces. But right now, actually, I'm going to go and do something which I haven't done in a while, actually. And I want to apologize for that, because I was really busy with building. But right now, I have the time to shout out your comments, your quotes, actually, from the comment sections of episode 30 and 31, actually, which I'm going to go and do right now. So here's the comment section of episode 30, and I'm actually going to go and shout out your quotes from The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. We got a quote by Lord of the Rings fan, of course, Faramir. "In this hour, I do not believe that any darkness will endure." Awesome quote right there. Next up, we got a quote by VN Bricks. "This is no rabble of mindless orcs. These are Uruk-hai. Their armor is thick and their shields broad. Gimli, son of Gloin." Epic quote right there. I see a lot of awesome comments. Thank you for commenting, everyone. Let me see. Over here we got a quote by Morgoth. "Fear the city is rank with it. Let us ease their pain," by Gothmog. Awesome quote right there. I love it right here. So thank you for commenting that. Let me see if there are any other quotes. "Don't follow the lights," by Gollum. "After all, why not? Why shouldn't I keep it?" by Bilbo Baggins, of course, in Rivendell. Let me see if there are any other quotes. "My precious," by Gollum. Really cool quote right there. Thank you for commenting that, Timo. Let me see. Yeah, that's actually everything for episode 30. So if you want your favorite quotes from The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit to get a shout out in the next episode of Building Mordor in LEGO, go ahead and comment it in the comment section of this video so I can shout it out much easier. Next up, let me see. We got a quote by Lord of the Rings fan. "Your gratitude is misplaced. I did not come on your behalf. I came to reclaim something of mine by Thranduil right here. Really cool quote. The city was once the jewel of our kingdom, a place of light and beauty and music, and so shall it be once more. For Gondor, for Gondor. Awesome quote right there. Thank you for commenting that, Ethan Weedle. Really cool quote. I love that quote from, of course, the speech of Boromir. Let me see if there are any other quotes within the comment section of episode 31. Remember today, little brother, because today life is good by Boromir. Awesome quote, Ethan. Love the quotes from Boromir. That's definitely some great scenes from The Lord of the Rings. And over here, finally, I think this is the final quote from the comment section of episode 31. We got a comment by Noah Lund Anderson, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. First of all, we got the song of Arwen Undumil, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then, of course, secondly, we get the inscription on the One Ring of Power. One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness bind them. Awesome quote right there. Thank you for commenting that. And yeah, as I said before, if you want your favorite quote from The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit to appear on the big screen right over here, of course, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below. I will shout out your quotes in the next episode. Of course, if you did enjoy watching this video, let me know by leaving a thumbs up to support it. It really helps me out. Go subscribe to BrickLink if you are new to my channel. And of course, ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post any LEGO videos. Yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode of Building Mordor in LEGO.